welcome to the first semester, our dear students. So this is our new normal mode of learning. As I welcome you on our class, I am your instructor, Ms. Ardee Ocampo, and we will be discussing for the whole semester topics on social and professional issues in IT. I expect that in our class, you will be interactive, productive at the same time while doing your lessons at home. I know this is a hard mode of learning, but through my help and your cooperative, your classes will be interactive, fun, and you will learn more. So for me to discuss the contents of our subject, let me show you the contents of our discussions in the next few weeks and days to come for the first semester. So welcome to Social and Professional Issues in IT. For our course overview, so what will you expect in this subject? So social and professional issues studies ethical decision making in the complex world of information technology. For the duration of the first semester, we will be discussing topics which includes professionalism, because basically when you will finish your course and you will be part of the IT industry, you should have knowledge already on how to tackle professional issues. Second is you should be well versed with the code of ethics in terms of technology, and then apply data privacy, learn the different cyber crimes, or know how to face or solve the problems which are in line with what we call as cyber crimes. And then, of course, you should have a better understanding on intellectual property. So those are the things that we will be discussing or part of your discussion in the SPI class. For the course learning outcomes, number one, you will be able to describe the social and professional issues that arise in the context of information technology. Second, you will be able to discuss the impact of technology on existing social and political and legal issues. Number three, form and express opinions about ethical dilemmas involving information technology. Number four, better communicate about social issues orally and in writing, including forming effective persuasive arguments. And last but not the least, you're expected to develop responsible solutions when you're faced with ethical issues in the professional practice. So I have here also course topics that you will be expecting for the 18 weeks of our first semester. So our 18 weeks are divided into three parts, which is your week 1 to 6, which contains your prelim discussions, and then your week 7 to 12, which is your midterms, and then week 13 to 18, which is your finals. So for week 1 to 6, we will be discussing the following. For module 1, you'll be expecting topics on the pace of change. So this will contain discussions on the history of computers, how computers evolve from its onset until at the present utilization of technology that we have now. In Module 2, we'll be discussing the benefits of computing technology. So what are the benefits now of technology in the area of education, in the area of professionalism also? And then Module 3, we'll be having a thorough discussion on the ethics. Ethics is very important for us to understand what are the pros and cons in utilizing technology in such a way that it will not harm people or it will not harm organizations. Number 4, we have also the privacy tasks, risks, and principles. Number 5, we'll be discussing privacy and surveillance technology. For week 7 to 12, we'll be discussing the different freedom of speech, which includes what are the do's and don'ts in social networking, netiquettes, which revolve around how are you going to deal with social networking issues. Okay? And the number 7 will be focusing on intellectual property. Later on your final year, you will be developing your own system. You will be able to create, if you will be developing a project or a system or a software that came from your own idea, It is important for you to understand how you're going to protect that particular entity that you have through what we call now as the intellectual property. And the intellectual property will be covering copyright law, will be covering trade offs, will be tackling informations on how you're going to protect your data and ownership. And then module number 8 is, which will also be part of week 7 to 12, will be tackling about the different crimes. So the crime that we'll be emphasizing here is more of the cyber crimes, which comprises of hacking, phishing. Those are the things that we'll be discussing and a lot more. For module 9, we'll be evaluating and controlling technology. So those are the things that we'll be discussing for week 7 to 12. While for week 13 to 18, we'll be focusing now on the errors, failures, and risk of technology. And then for module 11, we'll be focusing more on professional ethics and responsibilities. At this point, you will be guided on what are the things that you will do in terms of decision making when you will be IT professionals later. So you'll be having an overview on the IT industry, what will you expect, how are you going to work in the IT industry, especially so now that we are, the trend now is the online mode of work, which we commonly term as work from home. Okay, so basically, there are also things or professional ethics and responsibilities that you need to understand, even if you are working from home or even if you are in the actual setup of your IT firm. And last but not the least is to be tackling on the software engineering IEEE and ACM Code of Ethics. So those are the topics that you will be expecting that we will be covering the whole semester. And hopefully you will be able to understand and apply it later or while you are working with your course as you reach your higher year. So what will we use in this class? So basically, we have presented to you during the orientation that all classes for first semester are in the synchronous and synchronous mode. So we are using a mix of synchronous and asynchronous mode of learning. So for the asynchronous mode, we will be utilizing Google Classroom. So for the Google Classroom, there is a need for you to have your Lorma mail. I know you already have your Lorma mail. For those who don't have their Lorma mail yet, you could message me through our Google Classroom, or you could message tech support at lorma.edu, or you could message our program head, Miss Ellen, later to submit your names for us to activate your Lorma mail. For those who don't have their Lorma mail. But for those who have their Lorma mail, just wait for the class code, which I will be disseminating or inviting you later. And then for the synchronous mode, we'll be using Google Meet. And for mode of communication, in order for you to reach me, you could communicate with me through Lorma Mail or Google Chat or through mobile phone. So I'll be giving my contact number. I'll be posting my contact number in our Google Classroom. So those are the things that you'll be expecting in our class for social and professional issues for first semester. So I'll be posting a lot of activities, lecture notes, and assessments in our Google Classroom. So on our next topic, on our next video, we will be discussing Module 1, and we'll be emphasizing already discussions on the pace of change.